You are stronger than you'll ever know. Keep fighting and keep leading the way and always being yourself.
Can't wait to do a video, sis.
Hi, Ma. I love you.
You're tuning in now to
Hey
King's
guys,
Podcast.
it's King here in King's Podcast, and you already should know SHU Studio with the talented, best, oh so great Spot Brooklyn. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't watched my YouTube about me, finally getting my little horn removed, please go and do so. You gotta watch that. That was kind of funny, kind of scary, a little bit of both. But yeah, that was a very vulnerable side of me. So definitely go and watch that on my YouTube channel, which you guys are already you're already on it. Just go ahead and click the other one after this. But watch this one first. But yeah, it's been a minute. As always, I am very late and I take my time with doing these things because, it's when I want to. But also because for some odd reason, my life has just been on a constant roller coaster. If it's not emotion-wise, if it's not financial-wise, if it's not relationship, it's always something. And I get that's life. But this time around, it's, 2026. We're going to get into that. For the beginning part, just full disclosure, there might be tears. There might be, run-ons, because I did decide to smoke before doing this. But that's because I am honoring a very special little lady in my life. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that. But anyways, so if you're tuning in and watching me, you're going to be seeing me read things and stuff like that just so I can really get all that I wanted to say out. And then if you're just listening, don't even worry about it. But yeah, so this week, oh man, February. This video probably is not going to be shown until the end of February, or if I feel the need to, in the beginning of March. So you guys are going to be hearing something that it already happened. That's only because I want to wait on this podcast, because this podcast, as all the other ones, are special, but special in its own way. Now, it is February, I believe the 12th, I'm lying. It is February the 12th. And my unexpected bingo card hit. Now, for 2026, my whole goal was to be better than what I was. I am turning 30. I have a better job. I have a better peace of mind. Like, I started cutting people off who weren't really being true friends to me, even if it meant that I was alone in certain situations. Like, I knew this is something that I had to do, and in 2026, I wouldn't have ever thought that I would get hit with this unexpected bingo card. But at the end of the day, it's life. Now, let's go into it. In 2019, 2019, not even, 2020, the ending of 2020, when COVID was still around, things like that, I started noticing my grandmother was not very well. I started noticing that she was forgetting things, that she was kind of like spiraling certain times, things like that. But I'm gonna be honest, I was not the best granddaughter or person, I guess you can say, around those times, because I was noticing, but I wasn't caring, if that makes sense. Like, it was like I noticed it was happening, but I wanted her to handle it, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't really saying, like, hey, you're forgetting things. Hey, you're all this stuff, right? Now, a little history. My grandmother, like, my dad's side of the family has Alzheimer's in their family, and it's very bad. Like, yeah, it's just, they have it hard. I don't know if that's the correct medical term to say. But, yeah, so we kept ignoring it. We were just like, you know what? She's going to do what she wants to do. She's an adult and she knows, like, if something's wrong, she'll tell us, whatever. So we kept ignoring it. And then, little more or less, it came down to 2 years ago. Now, when I went to Florida that long time if you guys have been following me, you know, my grandmother already was forgetting things. She was already forgetting us, like her family and everything, and it was already taking her a toll. So that's more or less like 3 years after COVID. And while I say that, within COVID, my grandmother, whatever job or whatever that she was doing, she stopped doing it. So I feel like this also progressed with it in a way, because, you know, she's not active, she's not doing things. The whole world is basically on lockdown, shutdown, whatever you want to call it. So she's not really doing much, you know? So fast forward, when I came back from Florida, I would go and see her. I would try to, but then I noticed that she was on a wheelchair. Then I noticed that she started being nonverbal. And then I noticed that she was unable to even like say anything or do things, but just tick. And what I mean by tick is like she would go at her hands, or she would like take a piece of clothing or something and just rub on it constantly. That's what I mean. And at that time, when I noticed these things, it was because I saw her on her birthday. It's because she was literally right in front of me and I had no way to avoid it. Now, when I say that, it's because I wasn't, okay, let's be real. I was avoiding my grandmother. When she started having these stages where she was forgetting us, or where she started becoming skinny or nonverbal, or just would disappear, whatever the case is, like, I didn't want to see her. She wasn't the grandma that raised me. She wasn't this fun, cursing around, hiding her marijuana smell grandma that would just dance out of nowhere, mingle with everybody. Like, what she was becoming, that wasn't her. She wasn't taking pictures like she would all the time take. She wouldn't say, "Ma," like, you know, like have a full blown conversation without getting mad. Like, that wasn't my grandmother. And I allowed that to, you know what, and I came to terms with it, but I allowed that to mess up probably a relationship that I could have had, but I didn't want to see her like that. So fast forward to now. Today is Thursday. I lost my grandmother on Monday. I lost her because she had low oxygen. In December, she wasn't eating. She couldn't eat. And from then on, it just started getting worse from December. When I saw my grandmother, she was skin and bones. And they couldn't get a reading off of her, anything. And we knew, that was a week ago, and we knew then that it was bad. And we always knew it was bad. But my grandmother didn't want us to get involved. She wanted her, you know, she wanted to do it her way. And I guess that's because she probably thought she could fight it, I guess. Or she probably didn't want to bother us because she probably thought that she was intruding in our lives, or she was being a burden, or whatever else that she thought. And I get it in her sense. And I'm not mad at her for that, because she went the way she wanted to go. But losing her was not in my bingo cards. And you're probably thinking, like, how in the actual hell are you sitting here talking about this? And honestly, like I was telling Spud, I think the worst part of grief, and that somebody like some I think I saw a meme, or I think like a saying or something like that, and somebody said that the worst part of grief, and a part that should actually be commonly said or done, is somebody asking you about that person. Somebody sitting with you and being like, tell me about them. Like, talk to me about this person that you just lost. We don't do that. We don't know how to articulate a sentence when we see that somebody just lost somebody, because we're just like, holy crap, like either you don't know how it feels or either you do know how it feels. So you're just like, no words can make up for what you're feeling. And then you think about it and it's like, the way that somebody can live on, the way that somebody can still be in your heart and your memories or whatever the case is and still be alive with you, is because they're being talked about. Is because their story is still being like continued on. It's because you're speaking about them like if they're still here, like if they're not just a memory, but they're your steps, they're your wake ups, they're your nights, like they're still with you. And that resonated with me so bad, because it's like, I miss her so much. And I already missed her 4 to 5 years ago when Alzheimer's was taking her. To then miss her now physically, I lost her twice. So it's like now I have a voicemail that I listen to all the time, and I'm just like, what can I do? What can I, how, you know? And this is not anybody's first rodeo in my family or nothing like that, but it's just like every death is different. Every death you face or every tragic moment or anything that occurs in your life, it changes you in a way that you probably don't notice. You probably do notice. Whatever it is, you don't ever stay the same. And that's okay. But with this death, I just want to talk about her. Like, I just want to go out there and, like, if you see my Instagram, I have been posting about her because she was so freaking beautiful. Like, this lady was 62 years old when she passed away, okay? Yes, very young. She had my grandfather. She had my father when she was 14. This lady was full of life. For my sweet 16, she bought me, yes, I had a sweet 16, be easy on me. She bought me 3 dresses. I don't know where she found these 3 dresses. It was in red. I don't know where she found these 3 dresses from. She put it out of like some built-in closet she had. It looked like she went to Fifth Ave and just said, give me all these reds. And she had me model. She had me model and pick out my second dress. Because I guess like, I forgot in Sweet 16 you have like the big ballroom one and then you have the little one, whatever. My grandmother made sure I had the skimpiest red dress in the freaking world, okay? She said, my granddaughter's 16 and she gonna be showing her body. That's what she did with these dresses. But that was her. She made sure if I saw a pair of sneakers that I liked or whatever, she was on it. Maybe it might have not been the same, but you know, she always made sure that whatever I wanted, I got. And that's any, you know, grandma or grandparent that we all have, you know. But with her, it was always fun. It was always jokes. She was the grandmother that I've had for, I'm about to be 30, I had for, I can say 25 years. And even though we fought and everything, that lady was the first person to take me to my first concert. I went to Weezy and Yandel with my grandmother. Who can say that? Mind you, I was like probably like 13, 14 around there, and this lady is telling me to get off my seat and dance with her, okay? My grandmother, probably in, she's 62 now, she probably late 40s. No, that's crazy. Probably 50s. Whatever. Point being, my grandmother is taking her teenage granddaughter to a Weezy Yandel concert and telling her to get off from the chair so she can dance with all these grown women. Like, what? Like, that was just her. I would go to the beach every time in the summer. I was always going to the beach. There's literally a voice note that literally says, hey, Ma, I'm going to Florida. And this is before she even got sick. Well, this is probably the early stages. And it says, hey, Ma, I'm going to Florida. I want to know if you're coming with us so we can go to the beaches. Like, come on. Like, this lady was all the time outside. She was all the time doing things that she probably shouldn't have been doing for her age. I had went into her photo album because this lady loves taking pictures. There was an album that I don't think I should have saw. She had like a little sexy pose, and I was like, no. But that was her. She was the lady that would hide that she smoked marijuana, which, by the way, Grandma, I'm just saying, I got that trait. Thank you very much. Don't like it? No, I do like it. Just, Anyways, but yeah, so she was the type of grandma that would hide that she smoked marijuana, but not give a rat's ass that she's smoking like 5 to 6 cigarettes in front of me. Make it make sense. And she would literally take me, now that I'm older, but I never would tell her that, but now that I am very much older, Grandma, why would she take me to her friend's house to get the weed? Mind you, I'm thinking this is just her bestie. Like, we're just hanging out with her bestie every time we come over there, like, what, once a month, twice a month? And no, this whole time you were getting weed. You could have just let me know, You could have just said something. But that was my grandmother. She was non-filtered. She would make you laugh. She would make sure that you feel loved. She was funny. She was literally everything in a nutshell. She was the typical 90s Latina baddie with her tank tops and 2 short skirts. But that was her. She would get her hair done all the time. She would always make sure she looked good. She was not coming outside looking raggedy. And if she had her PJs on, she would make sure that her hair is done. She had makeup. And honestly, that's how I want to remember her. I don't want to remember her with tubes. I don't want to remember her with Alzheimer's and all these things, because that wasn't her. That was a disease. That was a sickness. And even though she was still there, and I know she was, that wasn't her. And with her passing, it's been very, very hard. And like I said in the beginning, like any deaths, it's gonna be hard. Grief challenges you in many ways. But with hers, it showed me that I'm growing up, I couldn't take her with me, so she can see a good girl that I'm with, and that's okay. I couldn't have her be there for my 30th, and that's okay. But that little lady of mine is going to be with me in Puerto Rico. I'm taking her ashes with me, and I'm going to keep going. And, sometimes it's going to be hard, and it's going to test you in ways that you probably are going to be like, fuck, like, why am I doing this? But I have my family. I have my dad. I have my mom. I have my brother. And as always, when somebody passes away, your family and you get stronger. And at this grown-ass age that I am, I do have a good job now, and this isn't the end. And even though it might feel like that, it's not. And my grandmother showed me that. Besides the Puerto Rican parades and the cursing and the dancing and coming out with her granddaughter looking like her sister with her tight clothes on, she showed me to be strong. And sometimes I might not feel it, and sometimes I might not want to hear that it's life and it happens. But I know that I'm gonna be okay because of her. She raised me to know that, and she did a damn sure good job at it. And every time that somebody asks me if I'm okay, I know I will be, because she's watching me now. And that is the best feeling I can have, knowing that she is going to see that I'm gonna keep going, like I said, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but that lady was a tough ass cookie. She was, and she tried to break down so many generational curses in her own way. And honestly, my grandmother got dealt with the. She had a rough life, you know, and she had 3 kids. One kid, amazing young man he turned into, and my dad, and she had 2 other kids who are still figuring themselves out, but they're still good. So she did a damn well good job, honestly. Like, shit, she raised my ass. I'm not bad. I might, I might have, maybe that's why I got too much love from her that I don't know, probably like the hardships of life until now. So I probably like late bloomed because I got so much love from her. So you know what, grandma, that wasn't nice, but no, seriously, I owe it all to my family. And I wanted to do this podcast because I wanted to just speak on her. I wanted to be able to speak, actually. Like, I've been kind of nonverbal. And, like, mentally wise, I haven't been okay. And, again, that happens. And I haven't had the words or even the people or person, I guess you can say, that I've wanted to talk about all this. So it's like being behind a camera and Spud, um, it's easy. I'm always vulnerable here in SHU Studios. I'm always vulnerable here with the camera and with Spud. So it's like this is home. When I'm talking to people that don't know me and I'm able to express the sides to myself that I don't really show, that feels home. And when I'm able to talk about my people that probably are not here, that it feels so freaking good. Like, you don't understand how I thought coming into this, I was gonna be like, damn, like, I'm gonna be a waterfall, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. And I've been good, guys, I've been good. And it's because I'm doing something that I love. And no matter how many times I stop doing it and then I come back to it or whatever, it always feels good. And being able to speak about my grandmother and share with you guys her story, or at least the grandma story, it feels good. And I really do appreciate you guys always. And yeah, just want to let you guys know, leaving off with this, if you have a family member that has Alzheimer's, or you have a family member that you're not okay with or anything like that, I get it. I completely get it. In this generation, we're very big on respect. We're very big on the general curses stopping with us. I completely get that. And I have all respect for the people that are doing that. Because trust me, I'm sorry, I'm still very much, my family's my family. I won't let them disrespect me, but I will always ride. But I'm getting, whatever. I'm just saying, I respect you guys. I do. But also understand that sometimes people react or do things because they don't know anything else. They weren't taught it, or they weren't shown it, or anything like that. So if you have a person in your family that you still feel that has that good heart, and you just feel so achy and like, why are we not talking, or why we've had this good relationship, or what's this, or any of those things, don't wait to resolve it when it's too late. My grandmother was sick as hell, and like I said, skin and bones. And I waited until then to say, I'm sorry. I argued with you all those times. I'm sorry I went cold on you all those times. I waited until then. And don't get me wrong, it's not something I hold on to myself, at this moment. But I do wish I could have said it, a little sooner, especially when she was, responsive and new. So don't wait for that. We all literally have a time slot in this life. And having that animosity, or that pain, or that anger, or just that hurt, whatever it is, it's not good for your health. And it is going to take a toll on you, whether you notice it or not. It could be like the little things. And honestly, I just feel like, why hold it off? we only have one chance in this fucked up world we have, or we lived in right now, where freaking Bad Bunny can't even perform without people being stupid. Like, come on, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we live in that type of world. Don't wait for the very last day. Don't wait for doomsday for that person to be like, damn, I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that. Don't wait for that. Or don't wait for somebody in your family member to pass away for people to be closer with you. Like, don't wait for the bad. When you feel it, when you feel like it's time, you need to tell that person, because tomorrow is not promised. But I kind of just wanted to leave off with that. And I do, like I said, thank you guys. And thank you for allowing me to speak about my grandmother. Like I said, that lady, she was something. And I will miss her every single day. And I will take her with me every single where. To the parades, to the waters, to the liquor store, to the weed spots. I would take her. And I know right now in her seen mind that she remembers everything, all that other good stuff, that she's probably looking down like, damn, for 5 years, I was not even seen out to notice that they got dispensaries and it's legal. Yeah, Grandma, sorry about that, you know. But definitely, I'm gonna be okay. And thank you guys for watching, for letting me speak about my grandmother, Olga Perez. And I appreciate y'all always. Thank you.
Hey, Kayla, call me. We're trying to go to the beach, but in Florida. So anyway, your father doesn't know yet, your mother doesn't know yet, it's just you. And I wanted to know if you would like to go. So as soon as you can, give me a little call so I can make arrangements, okay? You don't have to bring money or anything like that. Just give me a call. All right, thank you. Love you. Bye. Hey, Mama, whenever you get a chance, I know you're driving or something, give me 5 minutes of your time. It'll be worth your while. Okay, I'm home. Love you. Bye.